Welcome to the channel that is about all things career development. So that is bursaries, learnerships, graduate programs, as well as growing your career all the way to the C-suite. If that is you, hit the subscribe button. I look forward to getting to know you. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nokuthula Chonco, and on this channel we are about all things career development. So today I am going to talk to you about different vehicles basically that facilitate entry into the world of work. And one of the things I want to highlight, I'm a skills development facilitator, but I'm also a youth program manager. As part of my role, and it's also my love, my passion, my purpose. And when I go through these different programs, I want to just specify this out loud. I come from an environment, and I'm not blaming anybody. We all do. We can't do better than we know. But I come from an environment, and I also remember as a young person feeling the pressure that I had to go to a university, that anything else that is not a university or does not result in a university degree is almost somewhat less than. And through experience and on this channel, I will bring you evidence that is not so. I will even bring you evidence that some individuals make 10 times more money than the supposed formal tertiary route. And I also don't discredit that. That is important, but as young people, as human beings, we are gifted differently, but also our economy right now, it needs certain skills. Like we need coded welders, we need apprenticeships, we need more of those skills. And yes, and you don't necessarily go to a university. You won't go into the Ivy League university to get that qualification. But one of the things, you are more likely to be employed. You are more likely to be able to start a business, and a business that will actually provide a need. Because the truth is, between the difference between myself and the business that hires me is the scale. So I just want us to have that context, and this is the first of many videos like this where I'll zoom into the different programs on this channel. So today I just wanted to introduce you to internships, learnerships, apprenticeships, as well as graduate programs. What is the benefit of each? I really do not think there are cons as such. They are all pros. The cons would be, for example, if I am somebody, and I have seen this in my own life, I come from a club working with God, and at some point I will share the story of a young man in my life who, for a long time, even now he realizes he's gifted with his hands. He's now become a plumber, he does tiling, but he's become self-employed. But for a long time, he spent years working to be trying to be a social worker, trying to be a social worker, trying to be a paramedic, because there was that thing, I must go to a university. But when his gifting and his natural skill and talent did not speak to that. So anyway, I don't know how I got the purpose of the video. So I wanted to introduce you basically to the different platforms which allow you to enter the world of work. One being internships. So, and a lot of this, I'm talking in the South African context. I don't think in my understanding, it does not differ significantly globally, but I'm a skills development facilitator in South Africa. So internships, in the legal sense of the word, or within our framework, it is a program basically where an individual would attend theoretical training at an institution, but also require workplace experience. A practical example of this, 3 years ago where I'm working, we hosted a number of young people, and I had an intern, a young person. This young person had gone to a TVET college, which is excellent. This young person had gone to a TVET college, and at the TVET college had then exited with a what is called an N6, and that is a conversation for another day. But basically, they then required 18 months on the job physical experience, doing the theory, applying the theory that they have learned in order for their qualification to be articulated, or to then get a diploma in human resources, for example. So that is what an internship is. It's basically, if you think about it, the training is mixed. So there is a theoretical element which happens at the institution, but then there is the practical element that is required in order to be able to get your certification or your diploma. So that is internships. But on the other hand, there is then also what is called graduate internships, or some companies they call graduate development programs. Those are, it's training for the person who already has the theory. They went to most likely a university. They have the certificate, so they have their bachelor's or honors, etc. But they do not have the work experience. And unfortunately, these days, just about every job, and yeah, well, anyway, it's a conversation for another day. Generally, just about every job wants 2 to 3 years working experience, and which is the dilemma most graduate finds themselves in, that how am I supposed to get experience if you won't hire me? Like, you know, and they find themselves in a catch-22 situation. So we then have what is called graduate development programs or graduate internship programs. And that basically, the core focus of that, or the purpose of that, is to give you experience. And I am saying this as a graduate program manager. Yes, the company would provide you with other training that is to help you grow as a professional. But the training from the day you enter that job, whether it's 12 months or it's 24 months, that whole period you are in training. You are a trainee, and the purpose of it is obviously to help you gain the experience that is required. Like, there's research that says a young person who at least has 12 months of working experience is 3 times more likely, or is 3 times more employable. So for that reason, we also have then graduate programs or graduate development programs. And then we have what is called a learnership. So learnerships vary. One of the things I like about learnerships, and just to pause a little bit, all of these apply across different sectors. Please ask me any questions below and I will answer, and if there's a need, I will do specific follow-up videos focusing on certain careers, whether it's a learnership, it's an internship, etc. But when it comes to learnerships, majority, when we think learnership, a lot of the learning happens in the workplace. So basically about 70% of the training is on the job. I once did what is called an NQF level 2 qualification in contact center support in my early days, and most of the training I was answering real calls, real clients, but then there was an element when, where I had to compile evidence and, those calls were evaluated. But then there's also an element, probably about 30%, which is in a theoretical element where they teach you basics of customer service, basics of telephone etiquette, how to communicate in a wide range of settings, etc. So a learnership, then ultimately, when somebody is doing a 12-month learnership, at the end of that, they exit with a certificate in an occupation. So for example, I did a 12-month learnership in contact center support. At the end of the 12 months, I had a certificate. It took a long time for it to get to me, but that said, I am qualified. I am a qualified professional call center agent, What then that means, it allows me, it gave me some credibility, and even somebody who is interviewing me, that this person has been trained, has experience on how to do the work, and also has theoretical experience on how to do the work. And also, I want to mention this, a lot of people, and again, this is based on my personal experiences and what I've observed. Again, there's almost a judgment against the word learnership. And I normally like to bring in, just a spanner in the works. Anyone in South Africa who is a chartered accountant, has the CASA designation, guess what? For that person, yes, you may call it articles, but for that person to get their qualification, they actually do, and I'll try and find the information. They actually go through a 3-year learnership. Yes, they do a learnership. To be a chartered accountant, your articles, that articles period is registered, is a learnership. So learnerships are not only for entry level qualifications. Learnerships are available through as you go through the different levels of the NQF framework, or maybe let me stop there. So I think what I'm trying to say is a learnership is not just for call centers or business administration qualification, but there are a number of other professional designations, people that have the professional designation of some sort, who go through a learnership in order for them to get that professional status. So I think yes, I will pause there. If you have any more questions about what is a learnership, please comment, ask your questions below. Basically, it's a 70-30 kind of principle or setup, where 30% is mainly the theory, understanding the theory, then a lot of it is just the physical hands-on experience whilst being monitored and evaluated by a registered assessor, etc. And then lastly, what I want to talk about, and I am thinking I am going to dedicate a good 3-4 weeks. One, just introducing apprenticeships, what they are, different apprenticeships that are in line with critical and scarce skills in the sector. And when I say those words, it means there is jobs. We need you. We need you. And the nice thing about all of what I'm talking about, whilst you are getting the training, you receive what is called a stipend. It obviously depends, the amount varies, but generally it is an amount that will allow you to catch your transport, get to the place of work, have a PC, and be able to gain the required experience. So when it comes to apprenticeships, so the mode of learning itself, it's between, there's an element where there's, again, similar to a learnership, on the job practical experience, and then there's an element when you then go to an institution or an do the theory. But again, the idea is that you are doing the job like physically, and there's different apprenticeships for different fields, or within the different sectors. And I actually am going to have on this channel a number of individuals who are experts, one who will also highlight, when I was doing some of my research, I don't know, you would get individuals when they are qualified. Obviously, they would have started as an apprentice. When they are qualified artisans in the certain area, I promise you the earnings quite easily stand head to head with an individual who went to an Ivy League university, did, I don't know, any qualification you can dream of. Some even can out earn those individuals if for example they work for themselves. So please, if you're a young person, do consider the apprenticeship route. It is a brilliant route. You do not necessarily have to go to an Ivy League university or just go to a university. Apprenticeships are required. We require artisans. Our economy, the South African economy, needs you to go into those spaces. So yes, I have not gone the route I planned with this video. I have completely deviated from my notes and just spoke from passion. Let us continue this conversation. Ask me questions. And so for now, I would like to say ndiyabulela. Thank you. I will see you next video. Please do comment, share, and subscribe. Goodbye.